Hey, Wahe Crew! What up? How are you? It's been a while. Um, yeah, welcome to Yin. This is Yin Yoga to calm the mind and the body and really drop in and ground. Um, it's a pretty wild time right now. The wind is whipping like probably 30 miles per hour. and we're right between that lunar eclipse that happened about a week or two ago, and then this big solar eclipse that's coming on Monday. So the energies are wild and it's spring. And yeah, so this is a good time to find your body, find your groundedness, find your gratitude, and really just drop in. So that's what we're going to do. Thanks for tuning in. If you're doing this live, yay, hi. And if you are taking this class later, that's amazing too. It's always in the library, so you can tap in and do it whenever you like. So let's begin. And let's begin seated. One thing I love about yin, there's many, is that you can keep your socks on because there's no down dogs. So make sure you feel warm. This time of year, a lot of people get sick because it's a little warm. So we're like, ooh, shed the layers. And then it's actually not that warm. Our body temperature is like, ooh. So make sure to keep your neck covered and just remember to stay warm and, bring layers for sure. So, seated, and if you like, you can sit on a pillow. I'm going to sit on a blanket for a little elevation, and this helps the knees to point down. So, if you're seated and your knees are up high, try to get them to lower. This will let the belly and the pelvis relax and let the spine be more upright. So if you're struggling at all to sit up straight, elevate your bum. Even if you're sitting in a chair for this little mini meditation, that's perfectly fine. Close your eyes down. And I invite you to take a couple clearing breaths. So deep breaths, as deep as you can. And I hope you could hear that. I don't know if it was recording, but I think we're good. So let your belly expand. So as you breathe in through the nose, send the breath down into the base of your body, expand there, and then the breath kind of builds from the bottom. And then when you exhale, the top of the lungs empty first, middle, and at the end, we pull the belly in with those internal muscles so that the flow of breath is big, building from the bottom, releasing from the top to the bottom. So it's the opposite each time. Feel the crown of your head rising up. Feel the shoulders release down your back. And just sit with your breath. See if you can avoid any anticipation of the practice to come. See if you can be here now. So you're really just tapping into your breath, tapping into your sits bones, and tapping into this moment. If there's any sounds around you, you can tap into those. Maybe the wind, or if you live on a busy street, the cars, maybe you have other people in the room and you can tap into the sounds, but you can slightly detach from it. So we're not trying to understand it or be one with the sounds, but we notice that it's there. Bring the awareness to your body and tap into the temperature of your skin. Maybe it feels cool. The temperature of the internal body generally will balance or be different than the external. Feel your body. Notice all of the temperatures different around the body. Notice sensations in the body. Keep those beautiful big belly breaths. And tap into the internal awareness, the emotions, if there's anything bubbling up. Maybe you had multiple emotions today. Just tap into the sensation, maybe residual in your body. If there was any sadness or grief that maybe showed its face today. Maybe there was extreme joy or gratitude for something so beautiful or so heartwarming that's residual today. So just tap in, take a moment to reflect. Check back in with your breath. And on that next exhale, allow the left ear to drop towards the left shoulder, just the head. Try not to lean your body. Keep the spine in a nice upright. All we do is bow the head, slightly tilt the chin to the sky. Open, relax the jaw, 3 breaths into the right side of the neck. And as you inhale, take that head back to center slowly, right ear to right shoulder. And this is a very simple movement. We can tap into gravity. Tap into the spine, that upright, beautiful force. We're not leaning, we're just sitting tall, same as where we were to begin, but now the head is to the right. Chin points to the sky. And take the breath in. You may feel it behind the ear, masseter, neck, all the way down into the sternum. And release the head, take it back to center. Bring the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, and thread those thumbs down the back. Take the head left to right. So as we pull the shoulders back, just bobble the head right to left, slow. Breathe, feel sensation. If there's any tension in the neck, try to release it through the exhale. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Release. Take the right hand down to the mat. Lift through the left arm and bow to the right. Take the gaze past the left elbow. We have 3 breaths. You can also bring your right forearm down if that's available. Open lateral side body, the lunar sides of the body. The front and the back are very masculine, yang, and the sides of the body are very yin. Switch sides, left hand roots. Lean and stretch with the right arm. Bring the gaze slightly up past that right elbow and just breathe into that right side. Last breath, stretch a little longer. And inhale, come up slowly. Extend the legs out, take them wide. And if you're seated on anything, you can remove that. If you want to keep it, you can, but it's best to have the sits bones on the ground. Grab for your pillow or your bolster if you have it, and start to bow forward. So the legs are as wide as you like, and the feet are relaxed. So we're not flexing like we do in a normal yang class and a vinyasa practice. We're trying to turn everything on. So as you settle in, if that bolster doesn't feel supportive, you can turn it higher and then fold down. So really sink in. Try to release the throat and the neck. Breathe into the inner thighs. Make sure your arms and your hands are released. So if you're reaching or pulling on something, soften. Yin is all about just grounding into the moment and softening into acceptance of our body, stretching. We're not pulling, we're not forcing. We're letting the breath take us deeper, letting gravity take us deeper. Come back to the sensations in your body. Come back to the breath. Check back into this moment. See if you can be really present. See if you can just stick with the breath and the sensations. Hopefully, the sensations are vivid enough that you can just let your awareness be with them and let the breath go into those spaces. Five more deep breaths, softening as much as you can. And let the spine round, keep the throat soft. When you're ready, start to rise up slowly, feeling the body as you move out of these long held postures. You can keep the legs wide for a moment. Bring your hands behind you. Support your upper body with your hands. I'm going to have my hands pointing back or out. See what feels better. You can also point them towards your body. And then let your head fall back. So the head falls back. It rests on trapezius, that big diamond-shaped muscle. Breathe into the top of the lungs. Exhale through the mouth. And slowly come back to neutral. We're going to fold the left leg in first, pulling that heel in, and then fold the right leg in second, and see about stacking that right knee on top of the left. So this is Gomukhasana. It is a challenging posture for me. And if it is for you, find what works. If just crossing around the shins is a lot, or even sitting regular cross-legged, that's fine. If you can do the full pose, that would be knees are stacking in one line and heels come in towards the outer hips. So every body shape, size is different, and every flexibility level is different. And this tends to be a very difficult posture if your hips are tight. And so see where you can go and then notice where you're holding. I always hold in my shoulders. Try to release any holding and just drop into the posture. Feel the breath. Relax the pelvis, relax those hips. You can always bow forward. You can also stay seated upright and just focus on the lower hemisphere of the body. Keep the focus internal. Keep the breath moving. And relax your tongue and relax your throat. I like to bow forward slightly to allow the back, low back, and pelvis to open a little more. Let the exhale take you into that place of softness, like you're deflating the tension. You're releasing the tension with each exhale. If there's any residual anger or frustration in the body, you can always exhale with sound. That helps to release it. We have 5 more breaths. So see if you can stay still. A lot of times in Yin Yoga, there is always fidgeting or this need to constantly adjust. The goal is to get still and sit with the stillness. Two more deep breaths. Inhale to rise slowly. Keep the legs in this position for a moment. Take the right hand behind you. Let's say your lever or your kickstand. And then hook that left forearm into the right knee so that you can twist to the right. So the top leg in this posture is the right. We're twisting to the right to work with digestion. Take a couple of deep breaths. Use the exhale to twist you, helping to unlock all the nerves along the spine, helping to decompress and press the organs. Slowly unwind. Release the legs. Take the right foot down if it's not already, and see if you can go into the other side right away. So the left leg goes on top. We don't have to go fast, but we're just going to not take a posture in between. So Gomukhasana does not look like this normally in the YouTubes and in the Instagram models, but you go to where you can. The goal is for the knees to be stacked. This is the cow face pose. The knees are the jaw. But if that left foot is on the ground in front of the right knee and that feels like a lot in your hips, let that be your posture. We don't want pain. We just want to feel the stretch. And then when you feel like you've found your stretch for your body, maybe you stay upright with soft shoulders. Maybe it feels nice to bow forward. So find your pose and try to sink in. Try not to move or adjust. Try to just be with the stillness and be with the sensations in your body. Soft throat, soft tongue. Follow your breath, ground into your body, ground into the feelings that arise. The breath and the current situation and sensation in your body will link you to the present moment. A beautiful tool when there's a lot going on externally in the future. Maybe a lot happened in that recent past and you really need to come into the now. Come into the breath. Come into the sensation in your body. Keep softening with each exhale. Always option for audible exhale, making sure the exhales are complete. See if you can soften more through your pelvis. See if you can soften more through your deep core. So there's no gripping in your belly, there's no gripping in the butt. You're relaxing. When you're ready, really slowly, as slow as you can move, start to come up. Noticing what arrives as you move. Take the left hand behind you. Take that right forearm or elbow into the left knee and spiral the spine. Try to keep the spine tall as you wring out the body. Twist can feel so good, like a natural reset. We wring things out. So, and then when we come back to center, we have this fresh infiltration of blood and lymph. Last breath. Slowly release. The hands will help the legs. Ooh, maybe they feel very vulnerable. Maybe they don't even feel like your legs anymore. Mine do not feel like anything, any legs. Send them out in front and give them a little wiggle. And let your hands touch the legs. So maybe if the knees feel a little vulnerable, you can rub the knees. Maybe the quads feel tired or they need a little love, heat, and digestion. Maybe you want to rub the whole length of the legs. Let the palms move the energy around the legs. 2 more breaths. You can go out and up the in, anything that feels good. Last breath. See if you can get all the way to the feet and back up. Beautiful. Meet me in tabletop. If you have sensitive knees, please put your knees on a blanket. Yin yoga is nice to have a lot of props laying around in case you want to use them. So I like to put my knees on a blanket, softening the floor, coming to tabletop. Bring the knees all the way together and start to shift your hips right to left. Right to left. We're pressing in to the greater trochanter. Keep your palms open and receptive to the ground as we allow that grounding energy to channel into our whole body. Shifting right and left. 2 more. Right and left. Take it back to center. Tuck the toes under. Begin to sit back onto the heels with the toes in flexion. We're just going to ground the palms into the legs and lift the chest. Take a little back bend. And then exhale, round the chest. Bring your chin to the chest. So the shoulders will move. We open and we close. If your toes are saying no way or they're screaming at you, you can do traditional cat and cow from tabletop. But this is a little deepening into the lungs. the winds. We have a lot of wind in spring, so it's really nice to cleanse the lungs. Taking in deep breaths. 3 more. Open and close. Inhale to open and close. Last one. Open wide. And close it down. Hands to the mat. Toenails, tops of the feet. Tap them out. Tap, tap, tap. You can do it hard. You can do it soft. I definitely like to break up any adhesion, so I do it a little harder, beating the fascia. 2 more breaths. Lovely. Take tabletop with knees about hips distance. We're going to sweep the right arm out to the side and then all the way up to the sky. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left, taking the right side of the skull down and taking that left arm low. So we still are pressing into the shins. We still are pressing into the tops of the feet. And we let the head release. Follow your breath. Soften your skull. Notice if there's any extra effort that you can soften here. Relax the back of the eyes. Relax that right shoulder. Slide that left hand back under the shoulder. Use an inhale. Come out slow. Take your right arm back to the sky. Reach up. Ooh, that should feel good. Keep it all the way up and then take it behind your back so you're going for a bind. So those right fingers are reaching for the left hip. And then we open up the right shoulder, the right armpit towards the sky. Slowly to unwind back to tabletop and just bring the hips right to left. So it's like you're wagging your tail, right to left. Beautiful. Left arm high, reach up, open up, look up. Exhale to thread that left arm underneath the right. Take that left cheek down to the ground. Walk your right arm forward. Keep pressing into your shins. See if you can really settle in. This can be really delicious. It can also be a little intense. So listen to your body. Adjust if needed. Try to let the skull bones press into the ground. One more deep breath. Slide the right hand back in, slow to unwind. Take that left arm back up to the sky. Feel the shoulders stacking in one line. And then wrap the left hand behind you. You're searching out the right hip and you're opening up. Even the eyes and the gaze go up past the left shoulder towards the sky. Slow to release back to tabletop. Wag your tail right to left and the head goes opposite. So if the tail goes to the right, send your head to the left. Head to the right, tail to the left. It might feel a little weird. Definitely does to me. But try to get a little swing, a little loosening to the mid body. Exhale. Exhale, big. Woo. And we're going to grab for our pillow. Bring it in front of you long ways to take child's pose. And you want to pull it in close to the belly, close to the knees, and then lay forward. Feel the head supported, either straight down or bringing the gaze to the right or the left. Let the arms relax. Let the chest relax. Let the whole body relax. And just feel this super grounding pose. So whenever it's really windy, whenever I feel like I'm running around a million miles per hour, this is a posture to come to. This is a posture to take and just spend 10 breaths, 5 minutes, however long you can stay, and just allow the thoughts and the sensations to arise, and then also let them go. Feel the breath deepening. Feel the pelvis and the tail softening to the heels. Feeling your connection to the breath, to this moment. If your mind wanders outside of your body to the sounds or your environment, that's okay. You just guide it back slowly, coming back to yoking and harnessing your breath, focusing on your exhale. Breathing into the back of your body. Take 3 more deep breaths. When you're ready to come out, press into your hands. We're going to tuck the toes under so that we can roll onto our feet. And you want to go slow because that was a nice, yummy, deep hold. And we want to come into squat. So you're standing on your feet. Your knees are as wide as they need to go to feel comfortable. But the most common misalignment I see is that the feet are way too wide. So they want to be pointing about as wide as your feet. And just sink in. So if it feels good, let your hands rest. Maybe you want prayer. You can also bow your forehead. Or maybe you just want your hands to touch the ground and you forward fold. Let everything go. The exhale should be big and accentuated. Let the breath be big and exhale all the way. Breathe into your pelvis, breathe into your feet. If the feet and the ankles are really tight, this may be an impossible pose. You can always place a pillow under your butt so that you're supported, because squat is not easy for our culture, right? Some people come down this way and they can't get up. So the goal is to be able to move freely from all of the postures and feel comfortable in our bodies. Take 4 more breaths in your squat. Exhale from the depths of your belly. We'll slowly start to straighten the legs, keeping your feet wide as your hips are wider, and keeping a bend in your knees. Start to forward fold. Let the head go. So maybe the neck can release. If you feel you have a lot of tension in your neck, interlace your fingers behind the skull where it meets the neck, the occipital ridge. Keep your elbows open and let the weight of the hands do the stretching. If that feels too much, keep your hands towards the ground. No locking of the knees, no hyperextension. So you want the energy to flow, that grounding energy to flow up. Come to the pelvis and back down the spine, down and cascading out of the head. Breathe into sensation. There's probably a lot. We have 4 more breaths. Make sure you're turning off your neck and your head. So make sure your neck is not turned on. I see this very commonly in yoga. We're upside down and the neck is turned on. Turn the neck off. Take your gaze past your knees. Last big breath. And slowly bend your knees back towards a squat. Take your butt back to the ground. Whew, beautiful. Extend your legs out long. Sit up tall and just let the blood and the lymph regulate. So when you're upside down, it's reversing everything. So now sit up and just feel everything going back into equilibrium. Should feel super good. If you have your yoga bolster or a big pillow from your couch, grab it and pull it over so that it's long ways pointing away from you and it's connected to your outer hip. So it's like you have another leg going to the right. And lean to the right, tuck the left heel in so that it comes towards your left bum. And then we're going to turn the body so the belly, the chest, and the heart are pointing towards that pillow. The right leg stays long and extended. Slowly start to melt down. And again, if that feels like an overstretch, you can rise the bolster up by adding another pillow on top or turning it on its side and start to lower down. So you get a really deep twist in the right abdomen. Right leg is long, left heel is tucked in towards the bum, and see if you can soften down. So we're going to stay for some long breaths, at least 3 minutes. So get really comfortable. Adjust as needed so that you're not constantly adjusting during the posture. You want to just drop into the posture. Okay. So settle in. If you're still typing a lot, try to settle into the posture. I'm glad that your body feels good. I'm glad that you're getting benefits from it. So find this twist, find this deep, digestive wringing out. So it's springtime. It's a really good time to cleanse and release. And do that here while you lay and while you breathe. Relax as deep as you can. Soften your right foot. Feel your breath. So the only movement is the breath, that big expansion and contraction of the lungs, of the diaphragm. If this twist feels good and easy, you can always bring your gaze to the right to make it a little deeper. Slow down the breath, make it deep and make it long. Relax your belly, relax your digestion. Notice where you feel this. Make sure your hands and your arms are soft. Five more breaths. And slowly use your hands, use your inhale to come up. Start to unwind the body, swing that left leg out, and just sit centered with the spine tall for a couple breaths. Let the hands rest on the knees or the leg. And you can feel and notice what happens as we come out of the pose. When we allow a little bit of time and space between poses, we can really feel the benefits and the effects of the posture instead of rushing from one to the next. Grab your pillow, bring it over to the left side, and allow it to extend from the left hip long. It's very connected. Pull the right heel now in. It should feel good as that leg may have got lots of stretch, lots of extension. Check with your right foot. If the foot is in flexion, you're going to get a lot of ankle stretch. Maybe you bring that foot so the toes are in extension, like a pointed toe, and then turn your body to the left. Keeping that left leg long and slowly lower down. Remember, both sides will feel different, right? We have different organs on both sides. We have a different relationship to the right and the left side of our body. So try to lower down. If you can't reach your bolster, rise the bolster, propping it up or adding an extra pillow. Keep the left leg straight and long but relaxed. Relax your hands, relax your chest. Follow your breath. Let your heart release, let your head release, and come back into grounding. Maybe envision your body, your mind, sending roots down into the earth. Relax your shoulders, relax your face. And if you're doing it correctly and you're really truly relaxing, you will start to salivate. So that parasympathetic nervous system will create salivation. It starts to get all the fluids in the body moving, but in a place of relaxed, restful rejuvenation. Keep softening. Keep relaxing into the pillow, noticing any sensations, noticing if anything comes up. Sometimes in this digestive region, we have blocks or emotional blocks, and things will start to come up. So notice, let them release with the exhale. Five more long breaths. Relax your shoulders. Slowly come up. Use your hands and your inhale for support. Release that right leg. Come to just seated, neutral, hands resting, and close your eyes to observe what's happening in your body. Sometimes the sensations after the posture are even more profound than when you're in the posture. Grab your pillow and bring it behind you so that it's horizontal to your body. We're going to come to seated on it. You can always just use a pillow from your couch. And your butt is on the cushion, and then start to lean back, bringing the back of your heart to the ground, and your hips are elevated on the pillow. Start to bring your knees right to left. So you're just going to roll out the lumbar spine, and maybe you go really big, or maybe you keep these movements small. See what feels better. Couple rounds, just rolling it out. You might get little spontaneous adjustments in your spine. 2 more, right to left. Take it to center, bring the legs straight up to the sky, and start to rotate the feet. So we're inverting. Take your arms into cactus elbows, so the elbows are out in line with the shoulders. The palms are pointing to the sky. And the legs are kind of balancing right over the pelvis. So there's not a ton of effort. And we're just circling the feet, clearing stagnation, reversing any varicose veins that may be deep or just starting. Breathe. It may feel really easy at first to move the feet, and then it might get a little challenging. So just try to clear the ankles, the calves. 2 more breaths, circling. Lovely. Bend your knees, place your feet on the ground, and just let your hips and your belly be elevated. Let the breath channel into the front of your body. 4 more deep breaths. Press into the feet. Lift your hips so you can press your pillow down so that the pillow resides behind the knees. And the rest of the body is on the ground. Arms go wide. Come out of that cactus arms. Keep the palms pointing up, but arms are almost at a T, just a tiny bit lower. So I'd say like 45 degrees from the body so that the armpits can breathe. Legs are wide. Let the heels rest. And just drop into your Shavasana, your corpse pose. So this is the final resting pose. Feel all the sensations in your body. Feel all of the relaxation that has arrived. Feel all of the maybe inner workings. There might be blood and lymph and temperature changes. If you need, cover your body with a blanket if you feel cold at all. And just drop into Shavasana. Shavasana is corpse pose. So this is a place to integrate and let the posture sink into your body. Get nice and relaxed and stay until you hear my voice bringing you back. Let everything go. Try to be present and laying flat. So it's like you're taking a tiny death. Stay flat, stay quiet until you hear my voice bringing you back. Feel grounded, feel prepared for any shifts, any changes in your life, that you can meet anything, positive or negative, with the same sense of calm, with an open heart and a receptivity to deal with things as they show up and not create ill or anxiety out of nothing. Create beauty and magic and art with all of that creativity. Do not create problems or weird scenarios. We create our reality and we create it with ease and abundance and gratitude. Soften a little deeper. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. If you have and allow yourself the luxury to stay in Shavasana, stay a little bit longer. And namaste. I appreciate you practicing. I hope that this yin helped you to feel grounded and to help you feel connected to the moment. And happy eclipse and new moon on Monday. Namaste.